I agree to an extent with what you both have said. And when I say to the extent, I mean their gender roles are in place for there to be structure in the relationship. I think that is imperative. However, I think that couples should be able to identify what gender roles looks like for them in their relationships. And that's because what works in my relationship may not work in your relationship and vice versa. So for some couples, you do have situations where the man is doing X, Y, and Z, and the woman is at home cooking, cleaning, and then in some relationships, they switch places. So I think that couples should first and foremost be able to completely identify what gender roles look like for them. Like Erica said, if I was in her situation, I would be doing the same thing. But I don't think it's unfair. I like how she pointed out the fact that sometimes they do share that responsibility. Because, I do believe, very old school, the woman is there to take care of the home, keep a clean house, take care of herself. For those of us that are Christians, that's really what the Bible says, right? But I just think that sometimes we get so stuck in those gender roles, we don't allow ourselves to be flexible or to decide what's going to work for us. I agree with what you guys have said, but I'm definitely one of those, I'm independent, I can do it. So that's something that I've had to learn as well. Learn how to relinquish some of that control, and not cry wolf when I'm needing help. And I just spent an hour complaining about how I don't need anybody. So I definitely feel you on that one, Erica, because that is something that us women have to learn how to do a little bit better, right? Allowing that person to be there and take care of us. But getting into the discussion we'll have later about men getting the unfair deal, I also feel that it is men's responsibility to make us feel safe enough to where we can trust you to handle your business and lead. So I'm gonna just throw that out there. Let the seed be planted. We'll water that one later. But I'm just saying, I'm gonna do that.
I'm right there.
But give me some, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a problem submitting, but I need to know that you're not leading me uphill. Bottom line.
Literally at the door and slipped on the banana peel and fell out.
No, absolutely not.
That close.
Because y'all want that, but you got to create the environment for that to be a
I'm going to push so hard on that, but I'll
do that later. Question actually, Darius?
Yeah, go ahead.
So if I may ask, so for the gentleman that whoever we may be thinking of, who fits that criteria of what you're saying, and he has all those things going on, does it not turn then, and actually it's not his job to make you feel safe, it's your job to be qualified for that position?
But what if I am qualified?
But well, he determines that. But I'm saying, right. Is it not your job to determine, to work to show him, all right, I'm your best option for this position? Because if he has everything going on, I think, I'm not talking about you women specifically, but in general, I think some women tend to think the guy who's got it going on, he has to do all the things that the average guy does to get women. No, women flock to him. So that's why I'm asking, does it not turn into, you have to show him, hey, I'm your best option?
I think it goes both ways. Because just like a man is bringing things to the table and creating this, environment, and he's bringing in all this money and he has all of these qualities, there's women out there doing the same thing. So yes, to answer your question, the woman can show herself approved and qualified for him. But I think it goes both ways. The man should be doing the same thing for the woman. I think we both need to be, man and woman, showing ourselves that we fit the other person's qualifications.
When you said that women are doing the same thing, were you talking about in terms of the providing and all that, or were you talking about something different when you said women are doing the same thing?
Absolutely the providing. There are, women out there that are doing the same thing.
Why? Well, I don't want to get too off topic, but I'm not understanding why that would actually be a selling point. If the guy has his money taken care of, I'm not sure why her like balling out of control is actually a selling point?
Because she's bringing things to the table just like he is. Are we just focusing on the fact that he's the only one bringing things to the table as if he's the total package and she's not bringing things to the table or just as qualified as he is?
But this is the thing. This is let me cook for a second because I like this conversation. This is kind of what we touched on last week, but here's the thing. What are you bringing to the table? This goes into my whole point about men get the unfair deal. When a woman and a man gets together and they want to decide to create a contract for a relationship, quote unquote, what the man has to bring to the table is kind of laid out. He has to prove that he's a provider, which means that he has to have a certain income. He has to make you feel safe. What goes into that? Okay, I gotta take you out. I gotta pay for dates. I gotta get you with the good morning text, the good night text. I gotta, if you need random acts of kindness and affection to give you a feeling of safety and protection. All right, cool. You know what I mean? On top of him having his own personal life in order, because you're looking at his own personal life aside from you as a qualifier for how well that he can fit in relations to you. So there's so much to the table the man brings to the table, and that's laid out on Front Street. When a woman comes to the table, it's like the woman says, I'm bringing something to the table. What is it? Like women do not discuss or disclose what they're bringing to the table in reference to a relationship. The man has to basically break his back and his neck to prove that he's the man for you, and he's really dating you on the potential of you bringing something to the table. And most of the time, most of the things that women conceptualize as bringing to the table is something a man doesn't need anyway. So it's like, what does a woman bring to the table in this agreement? In the context of gender roles or outside of gender roles, however you want to take it, what do women bring to the table?
And if I could just say this real fast,
that
was kind of what I was getting at in terms of, that's why I asked you, what are you saying that she's bringing similar?
Yeah.
Because if there's a guy he's knocking down $250,000 a year, he doesn't need her to be Mrs. Moneybags.
Right.
And I think this kind of goes to the gender roles part, where I actually think generally gender roles get real messy because that's when people like to pick and choose what they want to do, or they'll just pick something that they just don't want to do, and they try to say, oh well, you want to be traditional because of fill in the blank negative connotation with it. And that's why I was saying, just in terms of, I think in some situations, most situations, the gender roles are trying to find a mix. It's a mix and a match. Two matches aren't going to generally work out, more times than not, at least.
Okay, so I would have to say, generally speaking, society has kind of conditioned women to a sense of entitlement in that area, simply because a lot of women out here think I am the table. And I'm not saying that's okay.
Well, my camera. Go ahead.
I see you. But no, I'm just saying a lot of women think they are the table, so they don't need to bring anything else because they're it. But it's just like, nah, bro. For a man, I'm bringing 6 figures already. What I need is a woman who knows how to manage those funds. I don't need you to have 6 figures too, but I need you to at least know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody who knows how to bring in more wealth. I need somebody who knows how to allocate those funds while also taking care of my household. I could take care of you, but you got to know that
he has an accountant.
Right. Well, okay. Well, maybe she ain't got to handle the money, but at some point she's got to know finances, because how many accountants out here steal from their clients? Rihanna, prime example. But that's neither here nor there. Listen. What I'm saying is women have this sense of entitlement to where they feel like they don't need to bring anything else to the table. And what I'm saying is, to answer your question, do I feel like men get the short end of the bargain? Yes, if he's dealing with a small-minded woman who thinks she is the table.
I disagree with that. I think men get the short end of the stick when they deal with even professional women who maybe make similar, income. The reciprocity there doesn't match.
Okay, so for me, I just feel like it's not a question of what do you bring to the table, but more of can we build this table together? What resources do you have? No, not when you're building something together.
If
when you're in a relationship, you build a foundation together. So you're building a table together. But it's up to you and him whether that table is going to be sturdy or not.
Listen. Hear what I'm saying. He's making $250,000.
What does that have to do with anything if he don't know how to use it? The table. So just because he got $600,000 in the bank, he know what to do with it.
Yes, he made it $600,000. People just
so
don't
how?
Listen.
Okay,
listen,
so
listen,
at this point, he doesn't need a woman. Then he needs an accountant.
Listen. That's my point, though. Like, let's say you're dealing with a high quality man, right?
Right.
And he's making $250,000. This man has to be intelligent enough to know how to make this money. He has to be resourceful enough to know how to manage his money. People who make that kind of money aren't stupid, aren't people who they're not looking for a significant other to help them manage their business endeavors.
I disagree.
No, that's not what. No, what? A man is not going to look for a woman.
Okay, so let's just clear this out. Put this on the table then. What is a high quality man looking for?
A high quality man is looking for a woman who is feminine, a woman who is cooperative, a woman who
naturally submissive,
doesn't get in the way. She's beautiful, she's inspiring, but
so
she's not overbearing.
What does this woman do for him?
She's a mother of his children. She's a person that creates a atmosphere to when he's done with his work, he's done with his business, he done slay the dragon all day. He comes home to a totally different, nurturing environment that helps him prepare for the next day to where he got to slay the dragon. This is what a good wife does.